Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Donny Days. Don't forget that Donny Days is a free resource tool for Budget Unlocked. Visit www.budgetunlocked for your beginner budgeter and saving inquiries and assistance. Life Consultant will actually help you create a budget from scratch that fits your personal financial situation. Okay. If you are new to the community, welcome. We are here. We have some good stuff. We just want to help. This is a positive community. This is going to be great. You're going to love it. So subscribe, share, like, and comment. And hopefully not just you, but someone else can use this information. And if you are part of the Donny Days community, then welcome back. It's always good to see you back here. We're going to talk about impulse buy. So an impulse buy is when you make a purchase spur of the moment, right? It's an unplanned purchase. You walk in a store, you see a product or a service, and you're like, I just have to have it. I have to have it. I'm just going to go and get it, right? So that is an impulse buy. We're going to talk about not just, we've identified what impulse buys are. Now we're going to go into how to avoid them. So there are a couple of key tools that you can have to avoid them. The first one is we want to get to the root, explore why these spending habits have been off, how long they've been off, and kind of dig down to the meat of the matter and see like what the issue is that could be causing this this overspending. If retail therapy leaves you in a rut, a financial rut, then you have to seek professional help. There are professionals out there that can help you to identify those reasons. So that you can gain financial control, right? So that's one way that you can avoid them, get down to the meat of the matter. Okay. Know your trigger stores and aisles. I always like to use Target, for example. A lot of us like to go to Target. We go in there and sometimes we want to go in there for one thing, something that's maybe $1. We walk out with $300 worth of products, and then we're left feeling like, oh man, I shouldn't have spent that much in Target. But it happened. If you know your trigger stores and aisles, you can, definitely get around it. So for example, if you go into Target because they have your specific brand of hair shampoo or conditioner, and you go in there and you want to get the hair shampoo and conditioner, but every time you walk past a certain aisle, you're looking at stuff and it just takes your money, right? Avoid that aisle. If you can find your products in another place, maybe online shopping or at another store, then go that other route also, just to avoid those trigger situations for overspending and impulse buys. Okay. Another point about how to avoid impulse buys is to delay your impulse purchases for a period of time. A lot of people do different periods of time. Some people say you put it down and you think about it for 2 weeks, and then you say, do I really need it? After 2 weeks, after a whole pay period has passed for some people, and then they come back and they actually just think like, oh, well, I actually didn't need that purchase. For me, what I like to do to avoid an impulse buy, if I'm walking in the store, I see something that I think is like really cool, I'll grab it and I'll hold on to it. And I'll just walk around the store looking for the things that I actually came there for while I'm still holding it. And I'm a numbers person, so I'm always running numbers in my head. So once I get everything that I need, usually 100%, not even usually, 100% of the time, by the time it comes for me to check out, I don't want that item anymore. I spent time walking around the store. I had everything that I came in there for. I realized that purchase was actually not a necessity and it's not something that I needed. That's what works for me. That may not be the case for you or someone else. So you have to Figure out your delay time that will work for you. Some people say, I'll wait a week before I purchase that pair of shoes, or I'll wait a month before I purchase that pair of shoes. Identify that time period. And if that's something that you want to go with, then you go ahead and go with it. Delay that impulse purchase for a period of time to see if you still want it afterwards. Likely you may not. Okay. Now we're going to go into the third point, which is creating new healthy spending habits. So there's a couple of ways that you can do that. You can get on a budget, right? We push budgets here. We push budgets. Get on the budget and allocate a specific amount of money that you can label as your play money, or my pamper me money, or my treat myself money for a pay period, and don't go over it. Like, this is the only amount that I have to go in the store and get that foot spa that I saw, as long as it was within that budget for that allocated amount for that particular pay period. So that's one way. Definitely get on a budget and allocate a specific amount for your fun spending. Be clear about your spending trends. Don't say, I only want to treat myself to $5 every pay when, $20 would be a better amount for you. Don't create a starving budget, and don't underestimate treating yourself, as long as it doesn't go in the overboard category. Okay? So get on a budget and allocate a specific amount toward your spending money, and be clear about your spending trends. Okay. Sit down and map out a savings goal. This will also help you to create spending habits. So I definitely want to make sure that I save $5,000 this year. So I want to make sure that I'm putting toward that. Okay. So as long as you have a map, it's a clear path for you. It's a clearer path for you than just like, I have this money, okay, I'm gonna pay my bills, and then now I'm just gonna go all over the place. So as long as you have a clear path, a financial path, a budget, a savings goal, no matter how small it is, small victories, big wins, right? Small victories, big wins. So take it one day at a time. It is definitely tough to get started. And when you're trying to fight the impulse buys, when you're trying not to overspend, when you're trying to set a budget. And by the way, you can check my previous video, not my previous video, but go back a couple of videos and check out the different styles of budgets, and just choose one that works best for you, and then go with it, and attack it. Just go and get your numbers, and you just create your budget. Have your savings goal. You want a monthly savings goal, you want a 6-month, you want a quarterly, you want a yearly savings goal. Go with those. There are different ways of savings. Check some of my previous videos. We talked about the cash envelope system. We talked about, of course, you can put money in your account for sure. And you could just open up another account for a savings goal that's not attached to a card, that's not attached to like your checking account. So the money it's there. You don't have readily easy access to it. We also talked about the savings jars. You put cash in. So it's plenty of videos that you can actually refer back to, but I didn't want this video to be too long. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to visit www.budgetunlock.com to get everything that you need, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.